are you? Love and peace. This is Ray. So I want to talk about the process and what are some of the signs of the process. How do we know that the process works? What am I talking about when I say the process? I mean, how do you know when you're utilizing the universal laws, and how do you know that they work? How do you know when they don't work? Of course, a lot of this is common sense, but sometimes you're going to come across individuals who just, for some strange or some interesting reason, they will continue the utilization of parts of the process, and they won't get the results, or they won't see any signs of, I say, movement in the direction of success or of allowing a manifestation of their desires and wants. But they'll continue. So part of this process is knowing to recognize when the process that you are utilizing is working. And if it's not working, to make either small adjustments or to stop and to take a look at the whole process and then decide if it's not working, then I need to find out why it's not working and add to what I need to add to it, or remove what I need to remove from it, or sometimes get rid of the process altogether. Okay? So these are the different things that we have to be aware of when we're looking at the process, right? So the process is the utilization or the practical application of the universal laws in our everyday lives, from work to family to friends to our personal relationships. Everything we do, we should be applying the universal laws in a certain manner, in a certain way that provides us with results. And that is the process. That's what we got to be aware of. So for me, the universe or source has been teaching me a certain way of doing things, and I want to know that what I'm doing, or the process that I'm utilizing, is the right process. As a teacher, I not only do want to be able to shine my light, meaning to live what I teach, but also have the understanding of it so that I can better teach it to others. That was something on my life path that when my angels came to me and said, this is what you will be doing, I said, well, sure, I'll jump on board and I'll be more than happy to follow this path, under one condition. If I'm going to be living the kind of life that I want to live, I want to be able to also teach the same mindset or wisdom that I'm utilizing in my life to change my life for the best. I want to be able to teach other people, because I want other people to be able to appreciate and have whatever that is their desire in their lives. In other words, I want people to be able to follow their bliss, to follow their joy. And in order to do that, we need the right tools, so to speak, or which, remember, the tools just allow us to develop the mindset to be able to follow our bliss. Now, some people say, well, I don't need no tools. I can follow my bliss just by following my bliss. You know what? You can follow your bliss clearly in an awakened state, or you can follow your bliss blindly in a sleep state. And the difference there is that when you're in awakened state, you're guided by source. You're in the flow. So you're having fun. You're enjoying your life. You're enjoying the things that you love, but you're doing it with the knowledge and wisdom and understanding of the ages, of source. when you're doing it blindly, yeah, you're following your joy. Most of us think that our joy, in the beginning stages, we think that our joy is going out with friends, having tons of sex, having all the drugs in the world, having tons of money to buy whatever we want. They think that that is following your bliss, and it may be fun. I guarantee you, you're gonna have fun, but it's not real. That is temporary, illusionary, and that's not what we're here for. We're here for the kind of joy and path that we want to be on. We want to be able to have all of that. The difference is we can have all of the fun and all that stuff without losing ourselves to illusionary materials or things. Okay? To give a better example of that, something illusionary is like, let's say deep down in your heart you want a really good relationship with someone you really love, but you can't seem to find that for some strange reason. Okay? Now, you may have a lot of good friends, and maybe you do a lot of drinking, maybe you do a lot of drugs, and you're content with that. You feel like, oh, I don't need nobody in my life because I got all this crazy life and I get to travel, I get to do all this stuff. But that's not really what you want. In your heart, that's really not what you want. Or if you're working, if you're making money doing things illegally, you're making a lot of money, like, oh yeah, I can do this, I can do that, I got the nice car. But yeah, but you know what? Eventually that's going to come to a conclusion as well. That's truly not what you want. You want to be able to have that success, that wealth, but also the confidence and the knowing that you did that in a certain way. You build that business, you build yourself in a right way, and that you build it on a strong foundation. There's a right way of building something, and there's a wrong way of building something. And we see it a lot of times. We get upset and we get envy about people who have a lot of things we wish they had. We wish they had. But when you look at how they obtain it, it's not the right way. And then later on you find out, it may take months, may take years. Later on you find out that it crumbled up on them. What we're looking for is something that's gonna last. It's gonna last, and that's what we're here for. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're truly following our path. And so understanding the process and is it working or not is key. It's kind of similar to the video I made about being vigilant. Understanding if you're on the process or not is key. So let me give you a little example of my personal. So the universe has been showing me the same process over and over and over again, and it's showing it to me at a high level. I'm talking about at a very high level. And so I'm working at this new position that I'm at my job, and it's something that I manifested, and I'm not going to get into that right now, but it's an amazing, huge blessing for me. And so part of the process that I've been noticing is that the way you do certain things, the success level, for the success mindset, anyone that is looking for to develop the success mindset, okay, there are different kind of mindsets you can develop. Okay, if you're looking for the success mindset in a particular area, okay, so I'm looking at how to develop certain things in my life. So I'm seeing that the universe, I've been asking the universe, it's showing it to me over and over and over again. I've been applying the same thing in small quantities, meaning in small little areas, my family, my friends, my relationship. And I constantly see the same thing, the same process at a larger level, working where I'm at, where I was at before. I saw the same thing too. Now here I am working on a new project. It's almost $250,000 project, huge project, and you have these guys that came in from the UK, and their intent was, here's what we need to do. And I was part of this project, which was really cool. I got to work with them side by side. These guys are professionals. These guys are straight. Their mindset was just like focused. It was like amazing. And they came in with an idea of what they needed to do. We ran into multiple problems, but we followed the process, which was, part of the process is you have to be action orientated. You have to take action. Remember the video on the law of speed? Look that up. I referenced that. Look that up, and that'll explain to you what I'm talking about. You have to take that action, that inspired action. And so they took that action. We took the action, and then we started moving on the ideas of what we wanted, moving forward, and we kept hitting some bumps in the process. But we knew what we needed to do. So we also have part of that mindset is to be solution orientated. You have to have that mindset that you'll recognize, okay, I recognize there's a bump in the road, but I'm just what's the best possible way for me to get around it? Well, I can't go this way. Well, how about this way? You always have to have the mind to look at the solution and not be stagnant or stuck on the problem. Too many people are like, this problem this and problem that. Oh, can you believe this person? And they keep banging at it like they're banging on drums, like they're trying to play some beautiful music, but it's not. It's loud noise, stagnant noise that's not allowing you to grow and to expand and to see other possible opportunities. So I see them. So we're working on this project for 4 days, just, action oriented, solution oriented, and we're following this process that I don't even know if they're aware of it. I was aware of it because the universe is showing it to me and saying, here it is again. And I'm just smiling and I'm like, wow, I'm literally in this process with people who are very successful in their own right. Okay, and I mean very successful. I'm not going to get too much into detail just because I like to protect my energy, and I've talked about that in another video. So very successful. So I'm surrounded with these successful people, and so I'm seeing the process and I'm learning the process as the universe is teaching me to be a better teacher, a better version of me. Okay, which I'm grateful for that, and because that information I take and I'm able to share again with my fellow viewers. And as we're following this process and I'm hitting all these bumps in the road, at the last minute of the day, we're standing, training the people we need to train on the new process, on the new things that we brought to fruition. And next thing you know, they're leaving, going home back to the UK. I'm done for the day, and I'm just standing there like, wow, I've seen it so many times. And so through the repetition and synchronicity of the universe showing this over and over and over again to me, it's just, again, it's when the law is a finite law that never changes, whether I'm here today, gone tomorrow, whether a million years later pass, these laws will always be the same. They are finite laws. They do not change. And that, to me, is just an amazing part of this path as light workers. We're learning to know that what we are putting our hopes and belief in is real, and that it expands beyond the tangible or intangible, the visible, invisible, and that it is something that goes in all different types of realities and different levels of dimensions, and it's just governs all things. And when you got the understanding and the ability to apply these things, it brings you to your knees. It makes you humble, it makes you loving, it makes you grateful for it all. Even when you realize who and what you are, that you're not separate from the universe is not separate from you. It just humbles you, and it just fills you with absolute unconditional love. So again, the process is so important to be able to see it, to be able to understand it, to be able to recognize it, to be able to have the strength and the willingness to make adjustments. So if you're wrong, you're wrong, If you need to adjust it, adjust it. If you're right, you're right. If it works, it works. Then keep doing it. And that takes a lot of trusting within our inner selves. And that's why we must learn to become with our inner selves and be able to flow with our inner selves. We'll see these things, and with this knowledge, for whoever's thinking about, okay, he knows how, he's seen something, how cool is that, blah blah blah, or maybe it's not cool, whatever you guys may be thinking. I'm just saying, when you start to see how these things work, and then you start to master it, and it becomes your normal way of thinking, because that's what it's happening to me. It's a new paradigm that's building. It's a new level of consciousness, a new way of doing things for me. And once it becomes a habit, and that's the key, making it into a habit, what's the byproduct of that is that even greater success will come into my life, which is a beautiful thing, because it's, you know, then I can, the trickle down effect, I can bless others. But that's a beautiful thing. That's why I'm sharing it with you guys, because if you're seeing this, if you're experiencing something like this in your life, then I want you guys to understand the process of it, and the process that you've been applying all this time, and how important that is for you to recognize it, so that you can continue to consciously utilize these processes that we know that have worked for us over and over and over again. It's all about remembering the way certain processes work in different areas in our lives and applying them. If you know that doing something a certain way when you're making dinner works, then do that. If you know that, you know, drawing a picture a certain way gives you greater results, do that. If you know, that if you brush your teeth a certain way is gonna give you some greater results, those nicer, beautiful, more teeth, then do that. Do what you know through time has worked, and that's the key. Get a lot of those processes that you know that worked from yourself, from other people, and test them out, apply them. If you see that they're consistent within the laws, then that's how you keep building a better version of you. Okay, until next time, this is Ray. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Love and peace. Take care.